Hello friends, my name is Lisa if we haven't met, and if we have, welcome back to my pottery studio. I'm very glad you're here today. I think we're gonna have a fun day in the studio. I've got a few things I wanna try to get done, but I think we're just gonna have a good hangout day. I got a package that I'm very excited to share with you. I'm actually very excited to have received this package. So we're gonna go through that. I've got some pots that I need to trim, mugs particularly, and some test pieces for perfecting the yarn bowl. I'm still on that mission. If you know, you know. Let's see, what else are we gonna do? Oh, well, we've got to make some handles for the mugs. So I'll probably start with that so the handles have some time to firm up. But yeah, if that sounds interesting. Oh, and we're gonna talk about some of the kind of goals that I'm setting for next year. I'm very excited about that. Hopefully they're goals that you guys get to be a part of as well. So if any of that sounds interesting, stick around. Okay, so you guys might remember a while back I did a video on creating a little surround for my wheel when I'm using my Giffin Grip to prevent the trimmings from flying everywhere. And many of you very kindly commented and said Giffin Grip actually makes a thing for that, and I had no idea. And in fact, a little bit ago, Giffin Grip actually reached out to me, and this is one of I think a milestone as a content creator to have a brand that you really love and use on a regular basis reach out to you and offer to send you some gifts, and they did. And so I'm gonna go through and show you what they sent me. Now, of course, in here they mentioned also that they have a solution for keeping trimmings from going everywhere. So I know in this box, I think it's this. I think this is the trim guard that they provided. Now, this is not sponsored, but they did provide these to me as a gift. So I want to thank them for that. But he included a whole bunch of other things that I'm really excited about. So the next thing is a very cool t-shirt, which I'm excited to sport for them. How fun. Also, oh, he included 2 different calipers. Oh my goodness. This is a very large Lidmaster caliper. I actually already have this one and I do use it quite a lot. So later in the video, I'm going to talk about stuff for next year, but I want to do some giveaways in 2026. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to go about doing that. But this might be something I include in a giveaway for next year. Packaging. Oh, this is something I really am excited about. These are mittens to go on your arms to kind of protect your pots. If you know me or have you seen me trim with mine before, I have sponges rubber banded to mine, but I'm going to test these out and see how well they work. That's pretty exciting. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Ah, okay, first, some flex sliders. I haven't used these before, and some awesome stickers, and a lot of stickers. There's a bunch of stickers in here, so I'll be giving away some of these stickers too, but this is a big deal. Oh my gosh. They sent me the Giffin Grip Mini. Ah, I've seen this. I've never used it. I've had my Giffin Grip for I don't know, 15 years, I think. And at that time they didn't make the Mini. And I'm very excited to test this out because I think for a lot of what I typically make, this is probably gonna be a staple in my studio going forward. So I'm excited to try this out. Anyway, thank you Giffin Grip for sending me all these wonderful things. I'm very excited to use them. And it's a great day because I've got some mugs to trim and I'll be able to test both of these things out and we'll see how they work together. Okay, just order of operations here. I'm going to get working on some handles first because I want to go ahead and get those pulled and shaped and let them set up to dry a little bit while I'm trimming the mugs. And I want to use the same clay body. I want to be careful about that. So I'm pretty sure all of these were in this bag. So I have 2 clay bodies in my studio right now, which just makes it very confusing for me. But cutoff wire in my wedging table has just been working fabulously. I am in love with it.
Cold hand, frozen feet, raindrops falling on the street. I can't recall when I last saw the sun. Summer's just a memory, a faded piece of history. No one can remember all the...
Let's see, I think I have like 6 mugs to put handles on. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. I'll do 2 coils.
The late night barbecue, zipping on a gin and juice, cruising down the road, no thought getting...
I'm gonna put my toys away over here for a little bit, just for now. I'm gonna grab a board to put my handles on, and I'm gonna use a little bit of plastic as well to kind of keep these 2 guys covered. And I need a bucket. I'm excited to share with you some of my goals for next year. It's something I've really been thinking about. Today is the Saturday after the US Thanksgiving holiday. And so I've had this week off and I've been kind of brainstorming a lot and just thinking about, maybe getting things set up for 2026. And it's just very exciting. I love this time of year. I love all of this end of year reflection and looking into next year. So I'm gonna work on these handles and we will chat about that more. Getting clay ready always gets me a little overheated. So I'm going to make all these handles in kind of the dog bone style. I did a video about this a while back, so you can go back and take a look at that. But I find that I think they're the most comfortable style of handle that I make. So I start with a coil, as you see, and this is a good thickness. It's like, I don't know, maybe a good inch across. I can measure. Yeah, it's about an inch kind of diameter. And then I'll go with maybe a couple inches. Let's see, I'll measure just for you guys. This is gonna be about, maybe I'll start with like 3 inches length. And that feels about right. So I should hopefully be able to do, even though I've got 6 mugs, I'm gonna try and do maybe like 7 handles just because I like having an extra just in case. Oh, this one's a little bit thinner. This one's maybe 3/4 of an inch. So maybe I'll give it a little bit more length. It'll work. They're all gonna vary a little bit. All right, I'll walk through the steps for one of these and talk through it in case you haven't seen me do this before. But what I'll do is I'll kind of stand it upright. And I call them a dog bone style handle because they kind of like start wide at the top and then they come in and come back down. So if you imagine, like if you look at it this way, we're gonna try to create the shape of a dog bone. So I'll start shaping the middle a little bit, or you could think of like a bow tie, you know, like where it's kind of flared out on the sides, but gets narrower in the center. So I just kind of work it like this a little bit to start getting that shape going. The next one I'll do up close for you. And then I'll put it down and I'll start kind of working it into a handle shape just like this and get that general shape going. This often it leaves you with more than enough clay to attach. I'm usually cutting off a good amount of clay before I attach it at this stage too. Kind of get going like that. And then my water ready, my towel ready. And then I kind of pull it almost like, you normally pull a handle. We're gonna try and lengthen it, but I wanna kind of keep that shape. I wanna keep that dog bone / bow tie. And just like any other handle, you want to rotate it. This part gets tricky, but I do like to try to go from the other side as well. And then usually at game time, I decide which side is the top and which side is the bottom. Okay, and then I start just thinking, right, for my hands, I look at it like that. Does that feel like that'd be a comfortable handle? Is it too thick? Can thin it down a little bit more, but do I have enough to get, if I have 4 fingers, that's usually plenty. So like that, maybe give it one last look. Oh, I got hair. Ugh. Okay. And then I kind of pat dry right there. And I'm gonna sort of give it a shape just like that. And then I just put it down on my board. So it can kind of start drawing in that handle shape that I'm going for. Obviously we can adjust it quite a lot still, but I want it to try to set up, and I can already tell this will be the top, so I'm gonna give it a little bit of that shape. And then I'm just gonna let it set on here for a little while, just like that, while we do the rest. And it'll sit like this for a little bit while we trim. And then usually, depending on how many handles I have and I'm doing, usually by the time I get everything trimmed, this first one is already, set up enough that it's good to go ahead and put on a mug. So, okay, so same thing. I kind of tap down each side just a little bit, and then I'm just sort of pinching in the middle and spinning it around. And that's helping get that, you can kind of see a bow tie shape starting to form. Tap it down and I kind of pinch in. I don't know if other potters call this the dog bone style, but yeah.
Don't waste my time on yesterday. I never shy away from a good time.
I'm checking it every so often.
Friday night, see my friends and feel alright. There ain't no stopping us from having.
I'm sure you guys know there's a lot of ways to pull handles. My high school pottery teacher, Mr. Berger, made us pull 100 handles in class, our first semester of pottery. We did the whole like typical, you know, you get the big carrot and pull the handles and lop one off at a time. And that's what I did for a long time. And then I can't remember who I saw do this style first, but I tried it and I just thought the handles were so much more comfortable. So they take a little bit more time. They're a little bit more fiddly, but what I like is that you kind of get the shape set before you attach it, and you can really like hold it up to your mug body and see if it's the right length and shape and all that stuff. You can also pull handles right off the pot, which I've done before too. I feel that's a little bit riskier. Like my luck in like, you know, cracking the piece or, you know, not pulling a very good handle and then having to try to take it off, and then you've got moisture deltas between the two clays. I don't know. I feel like my rate of success would not be very good with that, but I have tried it. It's a cool way to do it. I'll leave that for the professionals.
Future is looking bright. Cruising down the road, no thought of getting old. Years are hot, but the beer is cold. Yeah, that's the way we roll. Bathing in the sun, on the beach having fun. Whoa, these lazy days are never done.
Okay, got all of our handles ready to go. I used to fiddle with these quite a lot and get them like just perfect. And then I realized like I muck with them a lot when I'm attaching them. So I just get them about 80% there, and then they'll be perfect when they set up and we are actually attaching them. So we'll get to that stage shortly. Let's play with these new tools. Okay, let's explore this trim guard first. Several of you commented on my video about building the shield for the Giffin Grip that they make this. I had no idea, but I'm excited. Okay. Oh, there are instructions. That is helpful. Kind of like a belt. I assume that I'll go around you like that now. I go around. It will fit. This might be more involved than what I thought it was. Side through the belt loops. Fit the clips around the perimeter in at least 4 places. So we're doing, goes in like that, it goes in like that. And then this sits on the outside of your wheel. So what I like about this so far is it does look like it's intended to sit inside the splash pan, which is good, because then, oh, I did that wrong. You don't have to like shimmy it off and try to keep all your trimmings on the inside. So here we go. Let's see. This would go inside. I feel like my splash pan is like a little too wide. Like I feel like the lip on my pan is a little wide, but this actually works. Look at that. That works pretty well. I see no issues with this. I mean, I see like it's going to be plenty high enough. It's going to work. I like that you can make it go inside. You could probably, if you wanted it to go out, if maybe you had like a narrow basin here, you could probably put it on the outside too. But yeah, this is good. This would work. This will work. What I'm really excited to test though is the Giffin Grip Mini. So let's get that out. So here's the detail on the outside. Definitely cool. I have a few thoughts. I'm going to share that at the end here. But what I'm really excited about is this guy, the Giffin Grip Mini. Let's get it out. When I originally bought my Giffin Grip, like I said, I don't know exactly how old it is. It's probably a good 15 years old though. I don't think this was even on the market. So I didn't have an option to choose at that time between which one to get. So sweet. A letter. What she looks like. She's a lot smaller, just for reference. Okay. If you're curious between the size differences, this is my regular Giffin Grip that I use all the time. This is the Mini. Now, if you were traveling to and from a studio, this would be way easier to carry than this one. This one's a lot heavier. This one's much smaller, much lighter. Ooh, it comes with a lot of little arms. It looks like some bat pins too. Now I'm gonna have to come up with a whole new way to store these bad boys. Okay, so far it looks like these are very straightforward in how they attach, and very much the same principle as like the regular Giffin Grip, where you spin and they tighten up. It comes with, so I would say, just looking at it, these are interesting. These are, I think they call them sake sticks. So they would just like press in at the very, very bottom. They wouldn't hold like a vase or anything up. And then these are called plate sliders. And it looks like they go in same way. And you could, so this would slide in and down and hold maybe a plate on. I don't know if I'd use that as much because when I trim plates, I just use a sticky bat and that keeps it in place pretty well. But what I do think I'll use quite a lot are these usual size arms, because that's a pretty good height for a mug. And that's what I use my Giffin Grip the most for, trimming mugs. If you use a normal Giffin Grip, this is going to make a lot of sense to you. If you don't, you might want to play with these a little bit. But I'm going to test with these, the longest arms that it comes with, and we're gonna trim some mugs together. Oh, so one thing I was curious about is if the regular Giffin Grip attachments were interchangeable, and they are not. So that's something to note. Oh, nice. Oh, that's some good action. Oh, I see. Oh, it locks. Is that what it is? Oh, I see the lock. This kind of like holds it in place. Okay. That's a difference. That one, other Giffin Grip doesn't do that. I think when you get it where you want it, then you push that button down and you just lift it up when you want to move it around. Okay. Okay, so what I'm trimming now are just some test pots. And so it's a great opportunity to play with this, to practice, because it's taking a little bit of getting used to, but I think that's just because I'm used to like how my previous one worked. So it's just kind of, we're just getting used to it, which is good. But I do kind of like this locking feature. I think that's actually kind of great. Oh, I forgot the mittens. Shoot, well, I'll put the mittens on before I do the mugs. I want to say that these guys on my old one, no, they're about the same. They're the same like softness, or flexiness, I guess, as my usual ones. I will tell you the big thing that I love about the Mini is that you don't have to have any trim guard at all, because it doesn't set up so high on your wheel head that when your trimmings hit this, they fly off. It's still hitting my splash pan and going in. They're not flying everywhere. Like if you can watch, see, it just hit and fall into the wheel head just like you're trimming right on the steel. And so that's pretty great. That means you don't need any trim guard. Huge advantage.
Cruising down the road, no thought getting old. Girls are hot, but the beer is cold. Yeah, that's the way we roll. Bathing in the sun, on the beach having fun. Whoa, these lazy days are never.
Okay, well, I got all my test cups trimmed. So these are just like little testers. I'll explain what I'm gonna do with them here in a minute. My damp boxes that we made in the last video are working too good. Because I have my mugs that I'm planning on handling sitting in there for the last like 2 weeks. And they're not quite dry enough to trim yet. So I pulled those out. We're gonna let those dry up. I'm just gonna get cleaned up a little bit here. We'll set these off to the side. Okay, I'm gonna give you my initial thoughts. I freaking love the Giffin Grip Mini. This is so awesome. Mainly because the main thing I use my Giffin Grip for is trimming mugs or trimming smaller cups. If I'm doing a bowl or a platter plate or anything like that, I'll use this sticky bat, and because it has this like rubbery texture to it. This is made by Diamond Core Tools, and I don't think I've ever found a link for it. If I find a link for it, I'll put it below. But I usually use this for like larger pieces that have any kind of width to them that maybe you would need the regular size Giffin Grip for. But this has always worked really well for me, and it's the easiest thing to set up, and your pots don't move around on it when you're trimming. Now, mugs, however, though, will not work on that. I do use my Giffin Grip all the time for that, but they're typically things about this size. And the Giffen Grip Mini is the perfect size for that. So had I had this as an option when I purchased mine, I probably would have gotten the Mini. If you're thinking about buying a Giffen Grip, I highly recommend the Mini for a couple of reasons, mainly because I think what you find you'll trim the most using it will work great on the smaller size. Also, if you are traveling to a studio, that's going to be much easier to carry around with you. If you get one of those Cole Sula bags, have you guys seen those? It would fit in there and you'd have a little pocket for all the attachments. It's a lot lighter. The best thing about it though is that you don't need any kind of trim guard because all your trimmings will fall and it's low enough that they'll go right into your splash pan. I will say the trim guard itself, very great option to have. The only thing I do like my version a little bit better just because like this is what mine looks like to store and this is gonna obviously be a little bit more challenging to store. You could definitely hang it on a wall or something like that or hang it on a clip. It's a great option though, and if you don't want to take the time to craft one yourself, they're such a great kind of family company. If you read some of the stuff that they send with their products, I just like supporting them. They're very awesome group. Highly recommend the Mini though. I'm jazzed to have it in my studio, honestly, and they're not paying me to say that. Okay, hubby and I went out to lunch, and I think that these should be pretty dry now. I actually let them dry for a little bit, put plastic back on them. I think these are good. These should be good to trim. So, got 6 mugs. I'm gonna move these over here and we'll get them all trimmed up and ready. I put my little mittens on. We'll test those out now. We got our first snow in Colorado. Well, not in Colorado, but where I'm at in Colorado, which is really unusual. Pretty late in the year. It was just a dusting, but it's kind of nice. I also recently just got a new stamp. Actually, I got 2 new stamps from 2 different companies, and I will tell you about them when we get there. But, I tried to 3D print. Well, if you've been following, I tried to 3D print a stamp, and I was kind of mixed on how well that came out. So I ended up I bought one and then I thought that was too big. So I bought a different one and I used 2 different companies. So we can do a little test and see which one is the winner. I think I'll use both of them, just depending. Oh, it's like paper thin. Well, it's all right. It's okay. I think all of these I didn't, well, you're good. I'm not going to do a foot, so you should be okay.
In the middle of the night, been bothered by dreams, ain't feeling alright. You give me comfort, say just give it some time. By the end of our talk, I'm feeling just fine.
Okay, let's see.
We'll always know where we belong.
I think on this one, because I have a little bit more space, I'm going to try this stamp. So this one came from, I think the company is called Stampy, something like that. And the only thing I didn't realize was that it was shipping from the United Kingdom, I think, or anyway, it took a little while for it to arrive. So let's see how this one goes. I liked it. It's good quality. Oh shoot, that didn't do much better than my 3D printed one. It's okay. It's all right. I think it's just the size of it. I think this was too big. I don't think it was a problem with the actual stamp.
This ain't no ordinary love we got going on.
So we're gonna try this little stamp now. And we're gonna cross our fingers. Oh, I love it. I love it. I think that's perfect. It's small. I could have lined that up better, huh? But this is the winner. This is the winner. Nothing against the other company. I think I ordered it too big.
I'll pick you up in my 59 Ford. We head on down the road until we get bored. Just you and me and the sun and the wind. If the rain should start falling, we'll head on home again. Everybody else can see where we belong. Oh, ain't no ordinary love.
Let's try this one. So I usually try to look at my mug and think about where I want the handle, and sometimes there might be something like trying to cover up a little bit. Or on this time, I think I like the idea of like when you turn it up, my name would be straight. So thinking about that, even though that stamp's not very good, I'm gonna go for it like this. And then looking at this handle and how it's kind of set up, this is feeling like the bottom. So I'm going to cut down. I do try to get it a little bit of an angle on the cut, and then I try to make sure I don't cut it too short because I've done that plenty of times. Because you can always make it shorter. Like if we put it on like so, think that's too big. This is more of like a squattier mug, so I think it can take a little bit more off of here. Something like that, but then we're gonna try to arch it up a little bit. Okay, and my name, like that. All right, get it set up on there. I'm gonna make a little mark here, 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 and here, so I know where to score. So I've been thinking about things for 2026 and goals I want to set, things I'm excited about. Doing YouTube has just been one of the best things. So glad that it was on my heart to learn how to make videos and to do this and to create community with you guys. It means the world to me that you guys watch my videos and everyone that reaches out and comments. And if you're not comfortable commenting, I've had a few people email me, and that's just lovely too. I love hearing from you, and I'd love to kind of expand on that a little bit more. And I mentioned I want to do some giveaways. I give away almost all my pottery. I have sold pottery in the past, but anymore, I just really like making things really for the sake of making things, but also usually for specific people in my life. So for friends or family. I love, having a project in mind for a specific person. And now you guys are all my friends and family. So I want to make things for you. And I do want to set up a small shop. That is a goal for next year. But I was thinking it'd be more fun to actually make things to give away and to give to you all, to my community, to my people. And if you're watching this far into the video, I feel like we're friends at this point. I feel like you probably want good things for me. I want positive things for you. And the thing with YouTube, though, is it's very hard from like a community aspect to do giveaways. I also want to do lives. I was thinking doing lives would be really fun next year, but I'm kind of intimidated and scared to like do that for like the whole wide open world. So I've been looking into other platforms that I can share more content on. And there's also a lot of things that, I'd love to share with you that I probably wouldn't share on YouTube. And I'll talk about why that is. But all that to say, I'm setting up a Patreon account. In fact, one of you suggested it, and I thank you so much for reaching out and mentioning it, because it got me to thinking. And then I realized there's so many things that I could do over on that platform, like doing giveaways or contests of sorts. There's also an opportunity to share more like behind the scenes. Why does that feel like that's on backwards too? No, push up, get you in place. Are you straight? There's more opportunities for like doing polls. So if I have ideas for upcoming videos, I can pull the community over there for suggestions. You can offer me suggestions. There is a direct messaging opportunity on Patreon. So if you wanted to send me a note, you're welcome to do that. And I'm going to have a couple different membership levels. And I think I've kind of set on what will be in each one. It's not hard and fast just yet, but I do want to do lives. And I think, if you're willing to support me a little bit through a membership, I feel like you're probably someone that, is a friend. And that makes it less intimidating to do lives if it's just, I know it's my friends, right? And it's not just like the whole wide world. So that'll be an experiment. I don't know. Lives seem very intimidating to me. If you guys watch lives a lot, I do. But if you watch them, let me know. Curious if it's something you would enjoy. But at any rate, one of the things I want to do next year is have like a contest. And on one of maybe the top tier membership level, you'll be automatically entered. I'm thinking anyone in that group will be automatically entered. And what I would love to do is to get to know you, maybe have a Zoom call, something like that, and get to know you a little bit. And maybe we design a mug together. If you have an idea of like an image or something like that, I think it'll challenge my creative skills, which will be really fun. Then I get to make something very specific, very bespoke for one of you. I'm thinking maybe trying to do it like quarterly, maybe like a quarterly giveaway. If you're interested, of course. If you didn't want to do it, there's no requirement there. But I think that would be really, really fun. And I was thinking maybe in the other tiers, I'll do giveaways just on mugs I've already made, or maybe you can pick out a mug I've already made, or maybe it's just a surprise and I'll send you something. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I think that could be a lot of fun for next year. But I'm also excited to share more like behind the scenes content, Q&As. If you're curious about specific things about doing YouTube, I'd be happy to share that over there. A little bit more personal stuff. Things I would say maybe one would normally share on Instagram. I think you guys know that I have sort of a challenge with Instagram. I can doom scroll with the best of them. I love doom scrolling, and it is not that healthy for me. And I feel like in general, it's not a very healthy platform for me in a number of ways. One, just because you can really get sucked into it. But B, I find myself comparing myself to other makers that are more talented and stuff. So some of that's just not that healthy. Instagram isn't really a great platform, but I'm kind of excited to see how Patreon goes. And I'm excited to see if you guys are interested in it. and if you'd be willing to support me in that way. And hopefully you guys can get something in return. Okay, I deformed the rim on this one something significant. Probably because I'm trying to talk and do this at the same time. So the other thing is I'm announcing it now and it's not fully ready to go live yet. And I really want this video to go up next weekend. So that means I have this week deadline now to have it ready so that when you're watching this, if you want to go check it out, it'll be open. But I'm nervous. I'm trying to be really thoughtful about what I can manage and sustain next year too. Just, I want to create more content. I want to keep creating content. I think it'll be another layer of this community and I'm very excited about that. Anyway, let me know what you think. All right, I'm gonna get the rest of these handled. I'm finding it difficult to chat with you and focus on getting this done at the same time. But that one's, ew, okay. Needs some work. Try to get that a little bit more up, maybe. This is one where I definitely store it upside down. That way, if it's soft and it starts to droop, I want it to droop this way. So the other thing I've been doing recently, kind of help keep myself off Instagram, is playing on my iPad. And you guys know that I design all my decals and stuff on my pots. If you've been following along at least, you know that I design my decals and things like that in an app called Procreate. And it's always fun when I get an idea for a new image or design to play in Procreate. But I've been taking that a little bit further and I've been designing some stickers. Been designing stickers because it's just a fun thing to do. And I had some ideas for some fun stickers and I want to cover my water bucket in stickers. I think that's going to be really fun. So I decided I want to start a line of water bucket stickers and just things that like stickers that like potters would get, you know. So the first one I've already designed and it is the Plaster Disaster Survivor sticker. If you watched one of my few videos back, pouring plaster for my wedging table, you'll know. And if you've done anything with plaster before, it often turns into a disaster. In fact, a friend of mine texted me a picture after that video of a sticker she has. It's like a no sign with the plaster in between it. No plaster disasters. But I made a Plaster Disaster Survivor sticker. I'm going to put that on my bucket here when I get these mugs done. And that was definitely fun. And I've got some ideas for some other fun stickers. So that's going to be something else I give away on Patreon. And then after a while, I'll probably put them up on my site too if you just want to buy one. But they're going to be just sort of kitsch stickers for potters, kind of inside jokes, I guess. That's my goal. I designed another sticker. Well, I designed that t-shirt with the melting cones, and I have that sticker too. I'm gonna put this on my water bucket as well. I did this design on t-shirts that you can actually still get if you go to my website. The link is below. I made that into a sticker as well. So if you sign up, you might get one of those. You'll probably get both of those until supply, well, you know, while supplies last. I think for the first few patrons, first few folks that join, I think everyone will be entered into a contest to design a mug with me, and everyone will be entered into the contest just to get a free mug. And maybe between Christmas and New Year's, I'll try to do that raffle, if you will. I'll try to send everyone at least a sticker. How about that? While I have enough of them. I only ordered like 25 of the plaster ones. So yeah, next year I want to do stickers at least twice a year, 2 new stickers every year. I've already got designs for like the next 3 years in my mind. So that's going to be fun. And then I'm excited to get to know some of you through the contests. That's going to be a lot of fun. And I think that, you know, there's just a lot of more opportunity to connect. But I will also try to provide updates over there. My upcoming videos are, and when I'm hoping to have them published. Just a little bit more of me, a little bit more of what I'm working on. Maybe some non-pottery related stuff too. We'll see. It's a pretty good handle. I guess I should say, if you're not familiar with Patreon, if that's an entirely new thing for you, it is a platform that's specifically designed for you to be able to go and support creators that you really like or artists that you really like directly. And it was created by a musician. I think his name's Jack Conte, C-O-N-T-E. And I've watched a number of things. He has a YouTube channel called Digital Spaghetti. but he kind of created kind of this concept, this idea of a platform specific where you could go and just support people that you like, support people that, you know, maybe you watch a lot of their videos and you want to encourage them to continue making more videos, or you want them to be, if they're artists, you want them to be successful and you want to help support them in their goals. That's entirely what it's designed for. So there might be other content creators that you like that may also have a Patreon, and you can go support them. I have a couple woodworkers that I've followed on Patreon and I support just because, you know, I enjoy their content and it's a great way to support them. All right, I'm going to leave you alone. You're ready for the board. Of course, honestly, even just your comments on videos is super supportive. So, and if you don't like the membership idea, you can also just buy me a coffee. I'll put a link below for that as well. And that is super kind. And if you put your address in there, I will send you a sticker also. At least from now till the end of the year, because I will have plenty of time to support that. So that's what I'm thinking about. That's what I've been thinking about lately. And I have plenty of time between now and the new year to set myself up to be successful with it. I'll do another video. In another video, I'll talk about my official 2026 goals. I am a goal setter for sure. I always have been. And the new year goals are always just kind of fun to, I don't know. I do like to reflect. I'm planning on going through my planner for 2025 because I do have all my goals in there that I set this time last year in January. And I think it's fun to look back on the year and look back at everything that I got accomplished. It's very easy for me to feel like I didn't get very much done, or I spend a lot of time sitting around, you guys. I know it might not seem like it because you watch these videos and you think I'm just killing it, but I lay on the couch a lot. And when I am, I'm usually some level of depressed. And that makes me feel even worse because I'm not doing anything, not producing anything. But when I step back and I actually look at all of my achievements for the year, I do kind of go like, huh, you know, Lisa, you got a lot done. Like, don't beat yourself up. So I'm excited to do that. I'll be more towards Christmas though. Of course, the ultimate goal, it won't be a 2026 goal, but the ultimate goal would be to retire early, leave my corporate career, and just make videos and pots all day long. That would be the dream. But yeah, anyway. If that sounds interesting to you, if you want to support me in all that and you want to be part of a bit more in-depth community out of my studio, I invite you to join me over there. I'd love to have you, and I look forward to having a year getting to know you guys better through that as well. What do you think? You're straight. You're straight. You look okay. These are kind of practice mugs. I don't know if these will be giveaway mugs. Maybe they'll be giveaway mugs. We'll see. I mean, they'll have to go somewhere, so somebody will get them. All right, home stretch for today. One more handle. Feeling good. Got two to choose from. Which one do we like more? I think this last one. I think you're looking pretty good.
Do you remember when we first met? I thought my eyes would fall straight out of my head. Guess we are living proof of love at first sight. But now we both see love in a different light. Keeping love alive is a tricky thing. You gotta let it fly, gotta give it wings.
I think this is my least favorite mug. It might be because I'm getting tired. This is why I can only do I try to only do 5 or 6 mugs at a time because I just get tired and then I get I don't know, sloppy, I guess. And then I just don't feel like, it's like I might as well put it back in the damp box and come back at it another day. Especially if I was doing other things in the studio that day. I don't know how potters will do 100 mugs in a day or something like that. I think that's insanity. You're probably not OCD like I am. That's maybe part of my problem. I can't say exactly what's going on with this handle, but it's just not. It's just not. It's uneven right in here, which is what's bugging me. A little bit better. Yeah. I'm glad this is the last one. Okay, tell me what you think. I mean, is it? It's okay. I think if it sets like this, if it sets upright, I just feel like that's not very good. I don't want the handle, I don't want it to come up over the rim, but I want it to go that direction generally. So we'll put it upside down. All right, I'm gonna get some plastic over these I'm going to check them all one last time and just make sure their rims aren't too out of round. And then we'll let them dry slowly.
It's a tricky thing. You gotta let it fly. You gotta give it wings. If you wanna make it right, blue man's ride. Don't hold on too tight. You know you got.
Okay, friends. Well, thank you so much for being here. It always just means the world to me that you would watch my videos. I love hearing from you so much. So if you want to leave me a comment below, I'd really appreciate it. I'll leave the links to my Patreon. I'm going to have it up. I'm going to have my Patreon there. I'm going to put that up, and links to buy me a coffee if you wanted to support me in that way. I'd really appreciate that as well. And otherwise, I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. All right, friends, take care. Bye.